It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Thursday, the 25th of August. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather just kind of sitting in a stuck pattern for a while, but the tropics are very active and interesting. Good old 99L. Will it survive? Will it do anything in the Gulf? Will it affect Alabama's weather? Let's see if we can answer your questions. Ridging in place today. Classic August pattern. Got a few widely scattered random showers and storms. A number of them near Anniston. That was the radar at 227. Drifting to the southwest. Once the sun goes down, those fade away, and we'll see a radar that looks like that basically every day through the weekend. Temperatures are right around 90, low 90s in most spots. Those were highs as of 2:30. We'll expect mostly low 90s through the weekend. Some spots may be reaching mid-90s. Around the nation, look at the cool air coming down through the Rockies. That looks like fall. But not around here. The ridge stays in place for the foreseeable future. On the watch warning map, excessive heat advisories for areas around Memphis and the Mississippi Delta, but things are pretty quiet. That's an interesting convective outlook, a big marginal risk from El Paso to Buffalo with 3 slight risks on that route. Tomorrow, a couple of marginal risks across the nation's midsection, and on day 3. Saturday, a bunch of scattered storms are possible, but no organized severe weather expected. Here's the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Tuesday morning of next week. And you can see it's got parts of Alabama with nothing. I'm not so sure that's the best graphic to make because every day we'll have these hit and miss showers and storms around, and nobody knows where they form. It could clearly rain in that white spot you see there. Bigger rains over South Florida with our tropical system. And again, if you carry this thing out 7 days, the guys have the heaviest rain axis a little east of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. But as we have talked about often this week, more questions than answers. And basically, it's still the same setup here. We've got Gaston in the central Atlantic, now a tropical storm. And our wave, what's left of it, is approaching the southeastern Bahamas. Gaston could become a hurricane again over the weekend, but it will recurve east of Bermuda. No threat to land. So we focus on 99L. I guess the most publicized open tropical wave ever. You know, the last time we had a hurricane hit Florida, Twitter didn't even exist. So the social media plays a role in this. But if you look carefully, there's a low-level swirl right there, southeastern Bahamas. That's the actual lowest pressure, and you can see this convection is just all around the thing, and it's interacting with Hispaniola, and it's just not doing well. Here's the shear analysis out there, and you can see it's in a zone of very high wind shear, 30 knots. Where you see the shades of red, that is very unfavorable for tropical development, but if it can make it, conditions improve up in the Gulf of Mexico, but we just don't know if it's going to survive down through here. This is a very interesting chart here. We could talk about this for a long time. But look in the upper right, that deep layer shear, and you can see some of the models really drop it off in coming days. SSTs are favorable. The water is very warm. So there's a little bit of dry air involved. The humidity values go up, which is favorable in coming days. Modeling from the tropical models, the 18Z runs, they've all shifted to the left because the thing is just not developing. And again, as we've talked about for days, there's no low-level center. Hard to initialize this thing. Just this stuff's going to change again. But with a very weak sheared system, an open wave, I think that's probably the right solution if this thing can survive. As it gets deeper, the tendency will be to be pulled northward. But again, nobody knows at this point if it survives. But if it can, it might have a chance of getting its act together over the Gulf. GFS ensemble, and the GFS really doesn't do anything with this. Most of the runs we see here don't pick it up at all. But the mean, if you can identify one, brings it up toward Apalachicola, then hooks it back out into the Atlantic. Here's the intensity guidance, and again, if it survives and if it can reach the Gulf, there's a chance it might crank up into a tropical storm. A couple of the models, the outliers, bring it up to 2 or 3, but again, those are clearly outliers. So let's see what the GFS does with it, and we'll look at the European as well. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1, 594 heat ring. Our weather just doesn't want to change. Hot, humid, a few storms in the afternoon and evening. Better chances of those about 2 until 8 p.m. Highs low 90s. Same thing Saturday. Same thing Sunday. Highs low 90s for the weekend. Widely scattered afternoon showers or storms. Monday, notice nothing. The GFS just not really identifying any tropical system. Our weather not changing much. This is Tuesday. Actually looks pretty dry. Wednesday of next week, same thing. Highs low 90s. Hot, humid storms are possible, but very widely spaced. And a week from today, this is Thursday, the 1st of September, beginning of meteorological fall. Still got the ridge here. And the weather just not changing. And again, no sign on the GFS of any organized tropical system. So what about the Euro? All right, this is Tuesday. And what the European does with this thing, it wants to get it into the Gulf, the far eastern Gulf, and begins to develop just off the west coast of Florida. A little west of Tampa Bay is a fairly weak tropical storm. And if this verifies, just going to be a big rainmaker for Florida. Wednesday, it comes in through Appalachia Bay up toward Tallahassee. And then on Thursday, it kicks back out into the Atlantic as it moves on, starts to move eastward. So the bottom line is the GFS showing nothing, the European showing a tropical storm with the main impacts east of Alabama. We stay on the dry side, but all of this could change. Please understand that. We'll check the numbers. And you can see if you're looking for a cool, crisp, refreshing air mass, no. Highs mostly low 90s, lows mostly low 70s all the way through September 9th. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.